Welcome to the WanderLearn show. I'm your host, Francis Tapon. This is a special kind of emergency episode only for 1% of my audience. These are people who actually have a Bitcoin Coldcard. It is a Bitcoin device that is used to manage your funds. And I've reviewed it several years ago. I've reviewed the MK3 as well as the MK4 design. And about a week or so ago, there was a bug discovered in the software and the firmware. And that made things exposed made the seed phrases all exposed and weak. And as a result, people's funds are being drained as we speak. It's been going on for a couple of weeks now, and the attackers need a lot of compute. So it's not too late for some people to move their funds off of their MK3 Coldcard. You need to do this today. You can't wait any longer. Already, this announcement is a little bit too late. I've been traveling like crazy, and I wish I had done this earlier, just as a public service announcement for those of you who listen to me, who are Bitcoin fans, who actually have a Coldcard, especially the MK3, which is an old version of the Coldcard. It's the one that I used. And yes, I had my funds on the MK3. Luckily, I heard the news a while ago, like when it came out, like about a week ago, and I immediately took action. But my heart was pounding. I thought, shit, maybe it's already too late. Fortunately, my funds were still there. I immediately moved them to another device that was secure, and that's all you got to do is just move it to another device. You don't need to actually do much besides that. So just get it off the Coldcard, and then you can worry about things later. But that's my urgent message. I want everybody to take advantage of this right now and not delay at all, because your funds could be at risk. And if for some reason your funds are gone already, my heart goes out to you. I really feel horrible because, of course, I've been promoting the Coldcard as a good, secure, rock solid device. And that's what everybody who is an expert. I don't read code, and so I can't see the vulnerability. In fact, the fact of the matter is that for 5 years, nobody saw this vulnerability. So even the experts who wrote the software, people who see the open source, nobody saw this vulnerability. So that almost everybody's sure that it was an AI that found the vulnerability and took advantage of it, and has been systematically going through draining the accounts. Wave after wave of different attackers who are taking advantage and exploiting this weakness in the code. There is a fix to it. You can actually go to the Coldcard website. I'll put a link in the description and get the updated firmware. I did that. And in theory, then you could reinstall it generate a brand new seed phrase. By the way, that's very important. Just because you update the firmware doesn't make your Coldcard safe at all. You still need to actually generate a brand new seed phrase, and it will do so. And some people are so skeptical and cynical to saying, well, no, once the Coldcard fucked up once, it's never going to work again. And you should never trust a company. And I understand the logic to that, but it's the same. Anytime when, like an airline crashes, they double or triple their procedures to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But obviously, I understand the logic that you screw up once, I'm never going to trust you again. But anyway, for those who do want to trust the Coldcard again, and I'm reflecting on it, I'm going to probably trust them again, but I need some time to let this crisis go away and make sure that there are no other vulnerabilities in their Coldcard. Part of the problem is that it's open source. So as a result, everybody can see the code, which was in some ways a selling point, saying, hey, we don't have any funny business going on. On the other hand, it makes it prone to AIs now that can scour the code and look at it very carefully and find out any kind of vulnerabilities. This is one more thing to kind of reflect on the thing. This is kind of the challenge of self-custody in Bitcoin. The fact of the matter is that you are retaining your funds, but things can happen even if you don't use self-custody. If you have a custodian like FTX, which I had, I lost some of my funds because I didn't act fast enough. So I got some of my funds off, but not all of it because it's a long story. I'm not going to bore you with the details. But that's why a lot of people are turned off by crypto, because there's no way to reverse these things. Like if somebody steals your bank account, unloads your bank account, you have recourse. And with Bitcoin, that's the beauty and the terrible thing about it, which is that their transactions are irreversible. There's no way to have it. There have been talks about having insurance, so that you pay a fee but it's a complicated thing, but it's not impossible that maybe you can insure some of your funds, but that's another layer of complication. Anyway, I want to make this message short. And again, it's just for a very tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of my audience who actually cares about this stuff. Does this change my opinion on Bitcoin? Well, I do think that, with quantum threats and things like that, you have to think carefully and not put all your life savings in it. At the same time, I do think we're going to go right back up to $100,000 a coin and probably up to $200,000 a coin within several years. So I do think it's a good investment, but I wouldn't put my whole life savings in it. That's my kind of summary. Anyway, this is France Tapon, encouraging you to wander and learn.
Thank you for listening all the way to the end of this WanderLearn show. I am now using Substack.com to deliver my podcast and weekly newsletter, so please subscribe to my free Substack newsletter by using the link in the show notes. Or, if you've got a good memory, browse to ftapon.substack.com. Why ftapon? Well, it's my first initial and my last name. In fact, whatever social media app you use, including YouTube, if you search for ftapon, you'll find me. So connect with me. My website is also ftapon.com. Do you have an idea, question, or comment? Leave me an anonymous voicemail at speakpipe.com/ftapon. Lastly, become a WanderLearner by joining my paid subscriptions on Substack or patreon.com/ftapon. Wherever you join, I will reward you regularly. Tell your friends to subscribe to the WanderLearn Show. If you review the WanderLearn Show, I'll share your review on a future episode. This is France Tapon, encouraging you to wander and learn.